helps for victim survivability, and it helps the guys inside fight the fire. So, how do we know when we're up on a roof where we need to cut a hole?
It needs to be above the fire.
Or how do we know where the fire is?
Communication.
Communication.
And the shingles, like if you're on a roof that has shingles, look for boiling or where the shingles are peeling.
Okay. All right, if we're on a roof, we've got a good sound roof all the way around, and we have smoke coming out of every corner. There's a couple of tricks you can use to find out where the hot spot is. One, you could have a thermal imaging camera, which is going to show you which end's hotter. Another one you can do is just take a nozzle and mist the roof real quick, and you'll see which side's the hotter side. You should be able to see the steam come off the roof if it's good and hot. So you know which end you need to cut on. What size hole are we going to cut once we get up there?
4x4.
Okay. And when I come up on the roof and I'm hitting the roof side to side, what am I trying to feel? Why am I hitting the roof side to side?
See if there's any weakness.
Okay. And we know that these beams that we're going to be walking on, whether it's a truss or whether it's just a pitch roof or a hip roof or whatever, that we're trying to hit side to side to find out where the solid parts of the roof are, where the beams are, so we're walking on it. We're also going to have a roof ladder we're going to slide up here to work off of, so we can stand on that roof ladder and perform the cut. Alright, when we get ready to get the cut done, what do we have to have up here?
To get the cut done?
Yeah, when we get ready to cut a hole in the roof, what do we need to have?
Chainsaw, axe.
For safety, what do we need?
Helmet, gloves.
Second person.
Getting there. We need to have a charged hose line in place. You'll see a lot of truck companies not have a charged hose line in place when they're doing it just because it's not feasible sometimes, but if you can have it, you need to have a charged hose line. I was telling them, I've only made a few, probably 3 or 4 vertical cuts doing it, and one of the vertical cuts I did just about lit me completely up, because it was, when you cut a hole and you have a really, really hot fire with a lot of black, thick smoke, that smoke will ignite, and that's how you know you got a good vent. When you get the good churning smoke coming out of that hole, you know you've got a good ventilation hole where you're at. But that smoke will just light up, and it'll come at you. And when it comes out, it's going to come out pretty violently. So when we make a cut, how are we going to make it? When we come up, we're about to make a cut. First off, which side of the roof ladder do we want to cut the hole in? And how do we know that?
Say the wind's not blowing too.
There we go. Alright, so if I'm going to cut a hole and the wind's blowing this way, I don't want to cut right here because it's going to come right at me when it opens up. I want to cut on this side so that the wind's going to take it away from me. Alright, so when we also cut, there's a couple of different ways you can cut. What size hole we want?
4x4.
Okay. A lot of the rules that you'll hear now are 4x4 for residential and a 6x6 for commercial. It's a couple of them. You can do a thing called a 7 cut or a 7, 8, 9 cut,